Linus Tech Tips coverage of Computex 2013 is powered by Western Digital. Our trusted gaming gear partner is Corsair Vengeance, and our trusted retail partner is ncix.com.
Alright guys, we just came by the XigmaTek booth, and the first thing I noticed was actually this case. Oddly enough, it's called the Midgard 3, that's not the oddly enough part, but oddly enough there's a battery symbol on top. I don't currently have the phone that they used to display it with me, but it is a wireless charging station. So basically you come home, slap your phone on top of the case, it'll instantly start charging. That's actually pretty cool. I haven't seen any cases here that have that functionality. It's closed off, so there's no holes for fans, except along the side panels here. I know it's going to be really, really hard to see in the camera, so we're probably not going to get a good picture of it, but there's spacing between the side panel and the big bezel of the case, where the case actually gets its air. So it's still a sample, it's not in production yet. They might be putting sound dampening on the side panels, but there currently isn't. I'm not actually going to show you guys the inside of the case because, like I said, it's a sample, it's not very refined yet. In the front flip-up cover right here, we've got two USB 2.0 ports, two USB 3.0 ports, front audio headers, reset switch, and then up where the wireless charging is, there's a power button. Moving on, we've got the Nebula. This is more of their home theater angled case. It's got a very, very sharp-looking power button, nice glossy top on there, big, thick steel panels, and I'm actually going to get my buddy here to take off the panels so we can see inside the case. They're big, thick. Can you knock on that for me for a sec? Big, thick, nice steel panels. It looks great. There's actually pretty good space for cable management. You can fit a big power supply in there. They have a really, really, really low profile cooler in there, which is one of theirs, but you can actually put a slightly taller profile cooler in there if you'd want, one of theirs as well if you would like. It's not that bad for cable management. I would tidy this one up a little bit, but it's actually not that bad. Sorry about that, guys. You can fit in about a 20 centimeter graphics card in there. I haven't tested it, but that's what they're telling me, and it looks about right. This case looks very, very sharp. You can fit pretty much whatever you want in there. Got a hot swap base for hard drives, two of them. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Anyways, this is their silence optimized case, and this is my favorite one so far. Not the first one that caught my eye, but my favorite one so far. I'm gonna keep the juicy things for later, but their front I/O is actually covered up by this sliding panel, which reveals a reset button, power button, front audio, two USB 2.0 and two USB 3.0. Fairly standard at this point. What isn't standard though, and I've only seen once more of this show, but this is possibly a better implementation of it, is having the top covers down turns off the two top fans. But if you raise them up, it's a sample, guys, so let it hold for a sec. There we go. If you raise them up, there we go, the fans on the inside will turn on. What I was doing wrong there is I was pressing on the corner. You're supposed to press on both corners, then it unclips. So it turns the fans on if they're open. So if you need to do something like video editing or gaming or anything heavy, you can have the top covers open, which turns the fans on. If you want it to be quiet in your room because now you're trying to go to bed, you're done gaming, you're done video editing, you're done doing all the stuff you want to do every day, you can close the top covers down, then it gets very nice and quiet. The inside is quite well refined. This one isn't actually built up, so you can't see how it would be when it's built up. There's a little bit of room behind the motherboard panel. I would like a little bit more, but I can kind of wedge my fingers in there. 24 pins should be fine. There's definitely enough space back here. There's sound dampening on each one of the panels, as we can see here. And then this fan slot actually has extra foam sound dampening on it. So if you're not going to put a fan there, you can keep this stock setting in there and it won't be a big deal. Moving onward, we get into their very small form factor cases. I'm sure you guys can recognize what case the Aquila is going up against because it looks very similar to it. But these crossbars are supposed to be very strong. This is a sample, so I'm not going to test it because breaking a sample is a lot of money. But they have very nice cable management options down here, and you can fit full-size power supplies. So if you do have a full-size power supply, you can tie everything down here. Again, I might do a little bit better of a job, but you can tie everything down here and it'll look very, very nice. Fit a huge cooler in there, fit full-size graphics cards, put a pretty beast machine in here, especially with Haswell running very low power, not putting out that much heat if you clock it correctly. You can build a really, really beast machine in a system like this. Thanks for checking out our XigmaTek content. If you want to see all of our other content at Computex, be sure to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips.